how would you say aunt? How do you say aunt in Yiddish? Tante is the more popular word. The other word, the word that's considered more proper is mameh-loshn. Are you familiar with that? Most people aren't. That's considered more correct, but I like tante better. It has a sort of tam, right? It has more of a feel, a taste to it, right? Tante. So in Yiddish, when I use Yiddish with her, I call her Tante Sarah. Okay, well, so das ist gewesen ein groyser fargenign von mir. Ich hoffe, als ihr hat euch hanoe gehabt ein bisschen. I hope you also enjoyed it. Either wir gehen weg, either gehen heim oder wo nicht ist. Weil wir hat eine Frage, wir haben eine Minute, 2 Minuten. Ich kann bleiben und entweder ein paar Fragen, weil wir haben eine Frage oder eine Scheile oder eine Kasche oder eine Klotzkasche. Efter nicht Scheiles, nicht kein Scheiles. The Shilas are the religious questions. Ich bin nicht kein Mumche in them. I'm not an expert. Mumche, same as maven. Synonyms, expert, right? Ich bin nicht kein Mumche, bin ich nicht. Kein maven, bin ich nicht. In Shilas. I'm not an expert in religious things. Aber Yiddish, after you're a halber Mumche. Maybe I'm a half an expert in Yiddish. Yeah.
This was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it, and I'm sure most people did.
Same done.
Is there anybody that is planning to do something a little more formal, teaching Yiddish in this community?
I'm not familiar with this community. I live in Great Neck, and I was contacted and asked if I could do something of this nature, something discussing Yiddish, talking about Yiddish, celebrating Yiddish, something like that, because it was word got out that I'm a Yiddish teacher, as well as I do performances, but my main performances are as a ventriloquist. I'm a professional ventriloquist, as you might have guessed. That's my main career. It's been my main career for many years. On the side, I teach Yiddish. I also teach piano. I perform sometimes as a pianist. I do several other things too. So, ich bin a kolboinik. Remember that word from before? A jack of all trades. Okay, so the main thing for me is ventriloquism. But when someone asked me about this, if I could offer this, some program about Yiddish in some way, and I thought how I could utilize a couple of puppets and make it hopefully entertaining while I teach a little bit about Yiddish and review some Yiddish and help celebrate Yiddish together. So that's how this came about. But I really don't know. I hope you can talk to people and organize some kind of Yiddish class. That would be great. I mean, I'd love to teach more Yiddish too. I don't know if, I could consider coming out here. Also, if there's a venue for me to teach Yiddish, I'd be happy to come out here too. I don't know if you could do that through your shul, synagogue maybe, rather than public library. It's probably more likely. Maybe your synagogue would be interested in sponsoring or hosting Yiddish classes. So I'd be happy to consider coming out there if I could fit it into my schedule. Coming out here and teaching a Yiddish class. So, noch Frages? Any other questions? Yeah.
Luciana's and Lidbox have always had a rivalry. When did that really start?
I really don't know. I don't know if anybody knows, because that's like the Hatfields and McCoys, in America. When did it start? Nobody knows anymore. So I really don't know. I guess just gradually through the years, as they had more and more contact with each other through magamasa. Magamasa means interactions through selling things, buying things, trading, merchandise, traveling from one place to the other. They came in contact more with other groups that spoke different, and they began to, make fun of each other. Traditionally, you probably know the Galicianers were more looked down upon, because the Lithuanians were more educated. Or at least that was, the stereotype. But stereotypes often have at least a grain of truth in them, right? They come from somebody. And it's true that the Lithuanian communities were more learned, right? They had more centers of learning. People traveled to them for the famous institution of learning. The famous yeshivas were more in Lithuania. So they did have more of an educated population in that sense. It's not to put down Galicianer. Most of my relatives are Galicianer, my background. But, that's just the way it was. So they're more looked down upon. But of course, Galicianer then looked down upon anyway. The Lithuanians as being more stuck up, snobbish, right? That kind of thing.
They don't talk the same way either.
Right. Noch a Frage. Another question? No? Going once? Twice? Okay. Schönen Dank is thank you very much. Seid gesund. Oh, by the way, everybody, since ventriloquism is my main career, I do specialize in shows for Jewish audiences, as you might guess. I do shows for general audiences too, but specializing in Jewish audiences. You might want to keep that in mind. I do have cards if you like. I'd be happy to give you some cards. For all ages, for adults and for kids. I do a lot of kids and family kind of shows too, of all kinds.